This broadcast of the ASEAN Basketball League may not be reused in any way, shape, or form without an express written consent of the ABL.
Go right there, another block by Miguel.
Wide open is Miguel. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for 3. That goes in. What a play!
Woodka Vâng, xin cảm ơn tất cả quý vị và xin mời hai đội chúng ta bắt tay nhau. Two teams, please shake hands.
warm welcome from Ho Chi Minh City, where the Saigon Heat will be making their ASEAN Basketball League Season 10 debut as they take on Mono Vampire Basketball Club of Thailand. It's January 3, Saturday. A Happy New Year to all of the ABL fans all over the world. My name is Sedov Tupas, working alongside Martin Antonio, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric here at the CIS Arena in Saigon.
Of course, electric, excited, and why not? It's a brand new year. Their team, the home team, the Saigon Heat, will be playing their first game after participating in the Southeast Asian Games. So it's very exciting to see, and opening it up against the Mono Vampire, which is a very, very strong team who started their campaign very well.
Yeah, 4-1, our Mono Vampire under coach Andre Urlep. And Mike Singletary, earlier you saw him, he's been on a tear to start the season, and he has stressed the fact that this team, they've kept their core together for the past 3 seasons, and we're seeing results of a strong start here. And they did get off to a flat start last season, and it hasn't happened this year because Mike Singletary has come out like a man on a mission. And as for the Saigon Heat, they will be parading some of their new acquisitions. Most notable is Tam Dinh, the Vietnam Basketball Association most valuable player, and a couple of 3 imports as well, including the returning Chris Charles. And you take a look at the Mono Vampire starting lineup: Preston Knowles, Chichai Ananti, Ryan Watkins, Mike Singletary, of course, and Moses Morgan. Tyler Lamb will be coming off the bench once again together with Freddie Lish.
And what a luxury to have Tyler Lamb, one of the best scorers here in the ABL, to be coming off the bench. Of course, they have their bookends in Mike Singletary and Tyler Lamb playing really well, so we'll see how this would move forward.
Gotran, Gary Forbes, Chris Charles, Chris Durker, and Sam Thompson making up the starting lineup for Coach Kevin Nurkis and the Saigon Heat. Everyone has been excited. Fans lining up early here at the CIS Arena to watch the Heat. And this is the guy to look out for. Tam Dinh, 24.5 points, 55% shooting, 36% from beyond the arc. He will surely make an impact for this team.
A different type of player from Chris Durker. Durker is more of a post-presence, no-nonsense, blue-collar type of player. When they get him into the game, he's in the flow. He can shoot from the outside to post up smaller guys and can really provide baskets in a hurry.
Well, Tyler Lamb, of course, had 14 points in the previous win against Hong Kong Eastern. 3 of 5 shooting, and you see Tyler Lamb, he's very comfortable with the role that he is in right now, and just about ready for tip-off here.
And especially with Moses Morgan on the backcourt, he is more comfortable being a secondary ball handler, being the point of attack instead of putting the pressure from the backcourt to the front court.
Start things off with Mono Vampire in black. They have the first possession as Ananti misses on the corner 3. Durker with a rebound. Sam Thompson. Not wiggle free. Goes out to Kotran. Knowles defending him. Tran to Thompson for 3. No good. And Ryan Watkins collects the rebound for Mono Vampire.
Good box out there by Ryan Watkins, providing the heft to box out Chris Charles. Of course, Charles has been a stalwart, one of the best players here in the ABL.
As Knowles opens the scoring with that runner. Visiting team, Mono Vampire up 2-0. Durker, quick trigger for 3. Too strong. Forbes on the move, attacks and banks it in.
Good body control on Gary Forbes, breaking the outside defender, taking the contact and being balanced to finish the shot.
And Moses Morgan knocks down the 3. Former Saigon Heat player. He was the heritage import for this team up until he moved to Mono Vampire 2 seasons ago. Forbes, another attack. That's Thompson rather missing on the drive. Singletary to Watkins down low against Charles. Watkins draws the foul on Chris Charles.
Good steal by Ryan Watkins, putting a lot of effort running down the floor, sealing Chris Charles underneath the basket. This is such a deep position for Ryan Watkins, and even though that Chris Charles has a few inches on him, that is a very difficult spot to be in.
Watkins, his numbers have dipped this season after his stint with the Macau Black Bears.
Averaged a double-double, one of the leading rebounders last season. But he is more comfortable now. As what we said with Tyler Lamb, the numbers are down, but as a whole, as a team, they've been really playing well.
Cotran. 2-7. Forbes, and that's taken away by Knowles, who loses the handle.
Good hands by Preston Knowles, knowing that the ball would be given to Chris Charles underneath, using the feet to cover the space.
Baseline inbound for Saigon. They go to Charles, jumper. That rolls out. Knowles with another rebound. Goes to Morgan. They go to Watkins again, Charles. Watkins in good position, and he flexes after that basket.
Something that you like to see, Ryan Watkins being more aggressive, especially on the primary break, taking advantage of his speed against Chris Charles.
And Mono Vampire really turning it up defensively.
I think have a concentrated effort of hitting Ryan Watkins underneath for those shots and taking advantage of his hip and positioning.
And he forced the jump ball, but the possession arrow pointing to Saigon. Time. This is the Charles pick. That's a tough three, and he knocks it down.
Right on the money, top of the key, with a pump fake, stepping to the side and stroking that three. Good shot, but even better execution on that play.
Chayanante. That rolls out. The tap goes to Thompson. He could not keep it in play. So it will be Mono Vampire basketball. Their lone loss coming against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas last month. They've managed to bounce back, winning over Hong Kong. Watkins goes to Singletary. Singletary from way out. That's an air ball.
Long shot by Mike Singletary, overcooking that shot. But he has that range. He has the license to shoot and really playing splendidly the past 5 games, providing the all-around brilliance that they need.
Mike Singletary, a double-double, 24 points and 10.5 rebounds per outing. Durker on the move.
Also sacrificing a lot of shots this year.
Watkins goes to Morgan. We close out by Durker. Morgan puts the ball on the deck. Goes to Singletary. Singletary with a sidestep. All tapped away by Forbes. 3-on-1 break for Saigon. Up high and down hard! Sam Thompson rocking the rim inside the CIS arena.
Jumping off a trampoline, looking down on the cylinder, using 2 hands to just ram it down.
Watkins, jumper, in and out. And that could spark an uprising for the Heat here. Forbes, triple, no good. Tron picks up the loose ball, and that's a foul on Anante.
Caught with his hands on the cookie jar. That was Chichai Anante. Right there on the slap. How about the athleticism of Thompson? Just going up climbing, and I thought the pass was too high.
Yeah, and he picked it up really high. Cotran. Against Knowles. Thompson, long 2 this time. And it's Watkins collecting the defensive rebound. Knowles, the Singletary. Back to Knowles. Forbes right in front of him. Double team. And Watkins is away. Oh! That hit the rim by Durker!
What a block. Good outside by Chris Durker, denying that shot.
A nice action here in the first period. Anante Again, Durker comes up with a stop.
And back-to-back solid blocks by Chris Durker, providing the inside presence and the hustle on the defensive side.
Charles is away, and Mrs. Morgan gives up the foul. But what a start to this ball game. Just 4.5 minutes into it, but we've had plenty of highlights, including this one. Durker.
And after he blocked that dunk attempt by Ryan Watkins, it forced Ananti to get a check on the fast break, and that's why he got blocked. Chase down.
As we mentioned, Durker, you may expect him to get a bigger role on offense here this season, but what he does not sacrifice is
the defense.
Yeah.
And he added an outside shot. We saw it in the Southeast Asian games. Began taking more three-point shots on the corners and on the wing area whenever there's a drive-in kick, dribble drive action. He gets free a lot of times because he's such a good screener.
And Durker with his athleticism as well. And actually a very historic campaign for Vietnam in that Southeast Asian Games. Winning 2 bronze medals. Durker and Cotran just among the players there to help Vietnam achieve that historic feat in Manila. Knowles. Saigon Heat within 1. Knowles sees a gap, and the runner drops again.
Showing that smile, Preston Knowles, second time around, going to the heart of that defense, shooting that elegant-looking floater.
Forbes against Morgan. Forbes, inside he goes, and Forbes just bullying his way for the bucket.
And that's just bully ball for you. Face the basket, take 2 dribbles, and catch the heart of the defense.
Thompson with the steal. Gets it back, and that will not count.
That foul was before he elevated and got into his gather step. It's a good foul there by, I think that would be on Preston Knowles.
Changes here for Saigon as we head into our first timeout here. It's Mono Vampire with a 1-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Good-sized crowd for the season debut of the Saigon Heat.
Not only good size, also very animated.
Yeah. You saw the big Vietnamese flag early on. The Heat down by 1. 4:45 remaining the first period. Forbes. Jumper. Too strong. Singletary with a rebound. Ahead to Knowles. Lamb is open. Gives it to Morgan. Back to Knowles. Knowles. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Still Knowles. Goes to Morgan for 3. That won't work, and Forbes grabs the rebound.
And how about the defense of the Saigon Heat, covering the driving lanes and providing the help side defender every time, so no breakdown.
Cotran, another difficult shot right there. And Morgan tracks down to miss. Knowles gives it up to Singletary. Mike attacks, goes baseline to the other side. Tyler Lamb swishes the three through.
Specialty of the house, Tyler Lamb. And that's one thing that you really notice now with the Mono Vampire. Tyler Lamb just tracking and moving without the ball, which is really his strength.
Chong with a rebound. Gives it up to Singletary. Morgan on the move. Great defense there by Durker. Forbes. That's a blocking foul on Singletary. And cheers from the crowd as Tom Din enters the game together with Justin Young. Durker and Thompson get a much deserved breather.
With the insertion of Tam Din, it gives them more leeway on the roster, gives them a deeper rotation, and the quality of players are the same up to the 8th to 9th guy.
Yep. Tom Din for three. Did not make his first shot. Justin Young saves it to Vale. Cotran. Three ball doesn't drop. And Moses Morgan grabs the board. Ready dish in the ball game for Mono Vampire as well. Singletary uses the Chantachon pick, takes it out to Lab. Lab. Bit crowded in that area. Chantachon inside, could not make it work. Lish, the Singletary, open three. Offline again, but Tyler Lamb hustles for that loose ball and goes reverse.
Going to the other side was Tyler Lamb using the length. Second missed three. Badly missed three by Mike Singletary on this game. Surprising for a guy who shoots very well from the outside.
18 to 10. 16 to 10 rather. And Gary Forbes trims the deficit to 4. Ready Lish. Lish, Cotran. Lamb again for three. In and out. Lamb collects the rebound. Young. Now with Forbes. Just one import here for Saigon. Forbes with a teardrop. Lamb with a rebound. Lish. Attacks and lays it in.
No ball stop there for the defense of the Saigon Heat, despite their defense, but making a layup there. The lead up to 6 points again.
Another turnover for Saigon. And Darongpan Aperon Villachai comes in. And Sam Thompson also returns for Saigon. Together with Chris Charles. Ryan Watkins, man in the middle for Mono Vampire. Comes back to the game. Lamb to Morgan for three. No good. That's Charles with a rebound. And, on the move with Sam Thompson. He draws the foul, go to the line for 2 free throws.
Good hard drive after the second pass, forcing the defense to rotate on the baseline attack and bring 2 free throws for Thompson.
.9 seconds remaining in the first period. Miss for Sam Thompson in the first free throw. Second one on the way. 1 for 2. Lish goes to Lamb. Against Young. Good double there by Charles. Completes the steal. Charles with a finish.
A little veteran move, ball fake at the lips of the ring and using the window to finish the layup.
Lamb runs into traffic. And Last touch on the Heat, but great defense there on the drive of Tyler Lamb. The baseline inbound for Mono Vampire. Lish for a teammate. Go to Watkins, Kwang Vin right there, providing the double. Lish is open for three, and he knocks it down. A breakdown on the defense there as well.
Impactful 5 points for Lish, inserted in the final 2 minutes of this first quarter, providing that lift off the bench.
Going to 15. Charles for a friend, finds Thompson. Wong Vin, extra pass. Young from the corner, knocks it down.
Good ball movement, looking for that shooter. Smooth lefty stroke by Young.
Lish to Morgan, another open three. No, Young almost lost it. That will do it for a first period here. Action-packed opening quarter at the CIS Arena. Sees the visiting team, Mono Vampire, taking a 3-point lead at the end of the first 10 minutes against the Saigon Heat. 21-18. We'll be right back. Back inside the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City for this battle between the Saigon Heat and Mono Vampire. Mono Vampire on top, 21-18. Great start by Mono Vampire.
And if you look at the stats, it's all about bench scoring. They had an advantage, 10-3. Eddie Lish providing 5 points. You can't stress it enough. Anytime that you can pick out a guy coming off the bench and providing a lift for you, that bodes well for your campaign and for your game plan.
Well, Freddie Lish was the starter last season. Here he is. It's Kwang Vin to start the second period. Singletary, Watkins, Lamb, and Perón Villachai right there. And Singletary goes to work. Three-pointer wasn't hitting earlier, so he goes in and knocks down the short jumper.
And actually, that's the strength of his game. Boxes and elbows, you get him on that big-to-big screen, he would have an advantage, and he can shoot over defenders.
Well, speaking of shooting over defenders, Chris Charles doing just that against Ryan Watkins.
And one of the few times that Ryan Watkins is smaller than the ones that he is defending.
And Charles seems like a rejuvenated player after that quick break from that first period, now returning to the floor, getting the better of Watkins.
After getting that first personal foul, he was a little tentative. But after Durker set the tone on the defensive side, here he comes rotating in for the defensive stop.
Lamb against Hamdin. Lamb. Young on the switch. They go to Watkins inside. And he was caught on the mismatch there was Hamdin. To give up the foul. And Watkins goes to the line for 2 free throws.
See the difference? If he's operating against a smaller guy, Ryan Watkins can push his weight around. But against Chris Charles, even though that he has a few pounds on him, the length bothers Ryan Watkins.
Andre Erlep, very intense coach.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
I had a brief chat with Mike Singletary before the game, and he was like, yeah, he gets frustrated with us sometimes, but we also get frustrated with him. But, you know, very competitive and very experienced coach Andre Erlep. Young to Thompson. Under 9 minutes remaining in the second period. Charles finds Condin inside, and he draws the foul on Freddie Lish.
Good cut right there by Quang Vinh coming off that weak side. And how about that post entry to Chris Charles on the pass? High enough for him to pick it out of the air, turning, and after the cut, basic basketball pass.
And really, he gives him a lot of options. All of a sudden, the floor opens up for Saigon as soon as Chris Charles faces up the basket, especially in that elbow area.
True, and he is listed at, what, 7'1", 7'2"?
Yeah.
Chris Charles with arms for days. So once he raises that, it gives him a very, very wide view of the floor, especially on that pinch post area and low block area.
And Quang Vinh making himself a nuisance to the defense, to the offense of one of Vampire, winning that extra possession here for Saigon. Thompson against Lamb, takes it out to Young for 3. Won't work this time as Singletary grabs the board. Singletary goes to work, lost it, and Thompson.
Well, that's the second foul on Mike Singletary.
Quick hands there by Thompson and Chris Charles.
We shall see if this affects his aggressiveness on rotating, especially his matchup now on Thompson.
It's Lish. Go to Young. Thompson out. Hamdin. Saperon Villachai. Quang Vinh is open for 3. That won't work. Hamdin misses. It's Justin Young right there on the 3rd try.
2 offensive rebounds, 1 cleanup for the Saigon Heat, and they are now just 1 point down on this ball game.
Lish. 3-pointer on the way. No. Charles wins the battle for the loose ball. Thompson spins and scores.
Putting in the spin cycle, body control, the balance, and just the touch to finish the shot.
That's the go-ahead basket. 25-24, Saigon now top. Singletary goes baseline. And a foul on Thompson on a driving Mike Singletary. And Thompson claiming he had all ball there.
Yep, all ball after getting the arm. And as we always say, there are no players who committed personal fouls.
Yeah.
They would always say that they didn't, even if their replay is conclusive.
As Mike Singletary hits the first free throw. That's just the 3rd point for Mike Singletary. Make that 4 points for Mike Singletary as Gary Forbes returns, replacing Justin Young. Good minutes here for Justin Young.
Made a 3-pointer on that left corner.
Had 5 points and 3 rebounds.
With that tip in.
Yeah. 5.5 minutes on the floor for him off the bench.
It's a point a minute, almost a point a minute for him.
Quang Vinh goes to Forbes against Knowles. Forbes misses. Charles also could not put in the stick back. Anante out of control. Recovers the loose ball, and Charles will be whistled for the foul.
And that's his second personal foul for Chris Charles, trying to poke that ball away from the hands of Anante.
Yeah, and the response from Coach Kevin Yerkes is sending in Chris Durker for Chris Charles. After that second foul, and just when we thought he was slowly getting his rhythm. Singletary against Thompson. Watkins from downtown, and he knocks it down.
A salute. In the first quarter, it was a flex. Now a salute. He's on target, getting a three-point shot to go in.
8 points now for Ryan Watkins, just 2 off his average this season. Come in. Quang Vinh gets away from the defense and a clever finish.
Good presence of mind. Quang Vinh tapping the ball for a crossover, getting a finish.
Now Watkins trying to muscle his way inside against Durker.
Trying to move like a headless chicken right there.
You gotta like the effort here for Quang Vinh ever since he came in.
Different temperature for the team, and just hustling right there, being in the thick of action after making a good baseline drive. He makes a stop here.
Yeah, he's been very quick on those double teams, Quang Vinh. Durker puts the ball on the deck. Durker with a one-hander. Still struggling, Chris Durker. Has yet to score. Already has a couple of blocks and a couple of rebounds. Knowles. Mono Vampire up 2. The second period against the Saigon Heat. Knowles goes to Watkins. Trying to find Singletary. Singletary gets the basketball. A Euro for Mike Singletary, and the elegant finish at the rim.
And the distance to cover that Euro step and stretching, going back to the right side to finish with touch. As you said, elegant looking shot.
Quang Vinh, 3-ball, no. Durker lost the handle to Watkins. He gets it to Tyler Lamb. On a Vampire up 4. Lamb against Forbes. Lamb to the corner. Anante knocks it down.
That prompts their coach to call the timeout, but a good kick out by Tyler Lamb. Every time he goes baseline, once the door closes, the window for that pass would be open, and good track out by Anante for that 3.
34-27, Mono Vampire on top against the Saigon Heat. Saigon Heat playing the first of 9 games for the month of January. They do have 5 home games.
Very busy January for them.
Actually, Mono Vampire also has a busy schedule for January. You also have 9 games. 6 of them on the road. Durker off the pass from Quatran, and Durker gets his first basket in style.
Talking about getting busy, Chris Durker on the back door, getting a finish. And the question is, who is more busy? The Saigon Heat or you?
No. Not me. Forbes. Saigon trying to cut into this lead. Thompson picks up his dribble, goes to Quatran, splitting the D, but gets blocked by Ananti. And Tyler Lamb will go all the way for the deuce to extend the lead back to 7.
And that's how important the help defense is. We've seen Saigon putting in a show on the defensive side. Right now, Mono has been clamping down.
Lamb gets the Forbes miss. Now with Knowles. Knowles pulls up. And Durker commits the foul on Knowles, who was shooting a 3.
On a jump shooter, and that was a push foul, as the referee said. So that's just 3 free throws for Preston Knowles.
Then gets replaced by Justin Young. Has yet to get in the flow of the offense here for the Saigon Heat. Knowles.
Opening day jitters, you may say, for them. First game jitters.
And Knowles misses the first free throw. 4 points so far. Make that 5. Knowles and Lish on the floor at the same time.
So a little more speed on the backcourt for the Mono Vampire.
2 for 3 for Knowles. Quatran. To Thompson. Young. Durker on the move. The kick out. The extra pass. Thompson for 3. No. Young gets the rebound. Kicks it out to Quatran. Thompson again. Got the step. A difficult shot, but just relentless. On the offensive end, Sam Thompson gets his own miss and draws the foul in the process, and 1 coming right up for Sam Thompson.
And if you break down this move, this was the first attack, got the football carry, tees it up, but right there, no box out on the second attempt. Everybody trying to get that rebound instead of just hitting the person and boxing him out. But Sam Thompson, and 1 with a bonus free throw to boot.
Sam Thompson, we saw his hops in that first period. Can jump right out of the gym. It's already has 7 points in the ball game. Ananti kicks it out to Morgan. Almost lost the handle. Knowles stop and pop. No good. And Young gets another rebound.
And Justin Young has been playing solid, doing the little things, being a ball mover. When there's a shot, he takes it.
Ball taken away by Mono Vampire. Lish behind the back, the extra pass. Knowles with a finish. Wow. Great team basketball there for Mono Vampire.
A little too much sauce on the behind the back, but having the presence of mind to drop it off at the last moment.
We'll talk about that speed that these 2 guards bring, together with Ananti. And looks like a foul away from the ball. On Ananti. Mono Vampire. Next foul will mean free throws for the Saigon Heat, who are down 9 here. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Quatran gets it to Forbes. That's Morgan. Durker. Touch short. Young attacks. One-hander doesn't work. And Freddie Lish comes away with the basketball. Lish with the recovery by Quatran.
Good defense by Quatran, not giving up, putting in his body in the middle of the ring and the driving lane and preventing that layup.
Yeah, Lish thought he had the step against Quatran, but Quatran making up the space there. Durker enters the game, facing Chris Durker. Another inbound coming up for Mono Vampire. Lish down low to Chantachon. No. Thompson with a rebound. Forbes. Now with Thompson. Quatran for three. Offline. Chantachon with a rebound. 3-on-2 break here for Mono Vampire, and Morgan finishes, forcing Coach Kevin Yerkes to sue for time, as Mono Vampire has extended this lead to 11, 42-31, 2:20 remaining here in the second period. Saigon Heat staring at an 11-point deficit here in the second period. This is Forbes. Gets it to Thompson. Quatran. Good closeout by Knowles. Thompson on the move. Beautiful left-handed layup.
Very explosive. Coming off the breaks, in and out, and just finishing on top of defenders. And he is very, very balanced when he attacks on the right and on the left.
Lish, free throw line jumper. No. Forbes grabs the rebound. Forbes against Morgan. No call there. Saigon cycling their offense here. This is Forbes against Knowles. Has the size advantage. The kick out to Young for three. That's short. Chantachon grabs the rebound. Knowles now. Inside, as Quatran able to tap that ball away.
Good screen and slide, but was not able to finish. But right now, player is down on the baseline, holding on to his knee.
Tirawat hurt on that play.
He got tweaked his leg.
Yeah, right knee. That's a good sign. Walks to the bench. Ryan Watkins returns. Minute and 10 seconds remaining. Saigon shooting just 35% in the ball game. Go to Thompson against Morgan. Thompson lost his balance. Travel.
Yep, lost his footing on the drop step. Good defense. Mini pulling a chair.
Was anticipating the help actually from Watkins. Five seconds remaining. 42-33. Mono Vampire on top. Knowles. Watkins lost the handle. Quatran. That's the ball for the Saigon Heat. Tran spinning away from traffic and losing the basketball. Ananti again goes reverse. Great pass from Freddie Lish.
And protecting that layup with the ring. That's Ananti. An 8-2 run right now, Sidaw.
44-33. 5-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Thompson has the ball against Morgan. Pulls up. Jumper doesn't drop. Battle for the loose ball. Goes to Lish. Tries to beat the buzzer. But misses the three. As Mono Vampire, the visitors, will go into the dugout with an 11-point lead against the Saigon Heat here at the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City. We'll be right back for the second half.
He brought the
just about ready to start the second half between the Saigon Heat and Mono Vampire here at the CIS Arena in Saigon. Saigon down by 11 against the visiting Mono Vampire, and this is their first game of the season, Martin. And Coach Kevin Yurkis understands that this is going to be a very tough matchup against Mono Vampire, considering that this team already has 5 games under their belts this season.
Talking about the Mono Vampire, but with the first half, the final 3 minutes was the one that dictated this heat by the Mono Vampire. They were too thin-nailed. They were down by 1 point, talking about the Saigon Heat, but they gave up a big run in the final 2.5 to 3 minutes of that first half. Let's see if they can bounce back here at the start of the third quarter.
They start with Quang Vin, Gary Forbes, Sam Thompson, and Chris Charles, and Tam Din, who was not able to score in that first half. Mono Vampire has Preston Knowles, Ryan Watkins, Moses Morgan, Chicha Ananti, and Tyler Lamb. 5 on the floor. Saigon retains possession, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Charles Convin is open for 3, and he knocks it down.
He had a basket in the first half, opens up the second half with a 3-point shot. This bodes well for them. He plays hard defense and could rotate on either guard spot.
Morgan, top of the key against that's Thompson. Checks his sneakers at halftime. Watkins to Knowles. 3 seconds to shoot. Preston Knowles over Forbes. Battle for the loose ball. Won by Watkins. Oh, Knowles saving that pass at half court. Lamb against Quang Vin. Runs into traffic. Saigon forcing the turnover. Thompson. They don't have the numbers, so Saigon pull back here. Quang Vin. Din. Into Thompson. Forbes. Not the step. Ananti doing a great job there on Gary Forbes, forcing the miss.
And getting to the sweet spot was Gary Forbes, but the help side defender again was there.
Morgan inside, and strong move by Moses Morgan, and a possible and one here.
Just taking the contact with enough upper body strength to finish that shot.
Against Phantom Din at that.
Oh, that was on Chris Charles.
Yeah. A big development here for the Saigon Heat. And Moses Morgan completes the 3-point play. Ups his tally to 8 points. Tying Watkins and Knowles as the top scorers for Mono. Charles against Watkins.
Very, very close call.
And Chris Charles almost immediately asking for that basketball after getting his 3rd foul on the other end. Wants Watkins to get into foul trouble as well. But that's just the first foul on Ryan Watkins. Saigon down 11. Thompson with a choker. Gets a lot of elevation on that shot.
Very explosive, very light on his feet. And the apex of the shot is quite high for you to challenge it. And smooth stroke, soft touch.
Lamb goes to Morgan from the corner. That's short. And 2 Mono Vampire players going for that loose ball. Did not get there. Ball goes back to Saigon. Quang Vin. Against Preston Knowles. Charles providing the pick. Quang Vin attacks, but is blocked by Knowles.
Emphatic block by Preston Knowles.
Just reminding Quang Vin, hey, I'm here.
And he was half a step behind after that breakdown move. But recovering right away.
And then, oh, open layup. And he gets on the board.
First basket for the game.
Reigning VBA MVP. Moses Morgan. Preston Knowles sent to shoot for Mono Vampire. Knowles to Lamb. 3-ball. Nope. Oh, Morgan plucks that ball out of the air.
Against 3 defenders.
And Mono Vampire getting an extra possession here. Mono Vampire actually winning the rebounding battle in that first half, 28-24.
And also the fast break and bench scoring. 15
And,
to 8 and 12 to 8.
As Chicha and Anti, balanced scoring here for Mono. That's his 8th point. So 4 players with 8 points now for Mono Vampire.
Not just the imports doing the damage.
Yeah, Ananti has been deadly on that corner. A foul down low against Watkins. That's his 2nd. So foul happened before the shot.
So the arm bar was called, the push off.
Thompson right there, contact against Morgan. And that's a foul on Moses Morgan.
Again, it was on the elevation, on the apex of that shot. Smooth looking jumper, taking the contact on the left shoulder. So that's 2 free throws for Sam Thompson.
And Sam Thompson at the line. 1 for 3 in the first half. Makes the first free throw. Now has 12 points. Leading scorer for the Saigon Heat. 2 for 2 for Sam Thompson. Deficit is down to 8 for the Saigon Heat. Preston Knowles for Mono Vampire. There's Nguyen Quang Vin. Charles throwing up on that pick. Morgan is free. Another 3 on the way. And Tam Din collects the rebound. Forbes. Gives it up to Thompson. They go down low to Charles. Nice fake there. Chris Charles with a flush.
That was show and go, 1 dribble. Finish it at the cup with 2 hands.
Knowles misses the layup. And that comes Saigon. Forbes open 3. Nope. Tam Din. Putback doesn't work as well. Lamb will take this 3 and will miss. Forbes comes back the other way. Finds Tam Din. 3-ball. Oh, he knocks it down.
He has been looking for it right on the money. Good skip pass, forcing the defense to be sucked in by the seal of Chris Charles. And taking care of that as the outside shot.
And Tam Din, you saw how much it meant to him, that 3-ball, and that puts him at 5 points as the Saigon Heat has trimmed the gap to just 3 points. 6:07 remaining here in the third. Back inside the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City. Mono Vampire with a 3-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Knowles to Morgan for 3. Another miss.
And the outside shooting has been offline for the Mono Vampire.
Absolutely. Freddie Lish taking that ball away from Quang Vin. Morgan on the move, and he lays it in off the glass.
And that was what was working in the first half. Attacking, getting on the early break. They outscored them. Talking about the Mono Vampire, 15-8 when it comes to fast break points, so they need to stick to that.
Charles is smothered, and he lost the handle. Tyler Lamb back the other way. Lamb again. When Mono Vampire pushes the basketball, good things happen for the Thai team.
Smooth finish by Tyler Lamb.
Quang Vin losing that ball to Saint Tong. Lish. Ooh. Trying to get fancy there. But caught a break as Coach Orlip wagging his finger.
Just like a dad on a holiday. No.
Don't do that again.
Not going to be able to do it.
As Quatran returns to the game, replacing Quang Vin, who's getting some instructions from Coach Kevin Durkis. Definitely did not like the turnover earlier, but we're staying positive. Sang Tong taps it only to Thompson. Hamdin against Lish. Hamdin turnaround shot, that's good. He is getting going here in the third period. 7 points for Hamdin.
All on the third period, finally in rhythm. We've been waiting for him to finally make a basket. Now he has strong 7 points.
Lish attacks. Over Charles.
And he checked out the side mirror if Chris Charles were right there, putting his body on the chest of Chris Charles.
Watran. Almost a steal by Morgan and a turnover forced by Mono Vampire. Morgan playing the passing lane very well there. Anticipated that pass as Chris Durker returns to replace Chris Charles. An entry of Sang Tong actually working well here for Mono Vampire. Charles was getting going on both ends of the floor.
And just putting a body on him, trying to get him tired, getting him really out of position.
Hamdin fouls Freddie Lish. The Vampire with a 7-point lead. 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the third. Lish goes to Morgan. Morgan will attack and will draw the foul. Things going down here. And the past couple of possessions for Mono Vampire. Go to Morgan. Back to Lish. Lish lost it. Thompson. It ends up with Tran. Now with Forbes. Takes the three and nails it.
Answers the call after that pass on the low wing area. Gary Forbes in rhythm, shooting in front of the defender, making the shot.
Actually had to adjust as he got that basketball. That's to Knowles. Down low to Sang Tong as Hamdin and Sang Tong.
Throwing the weight around.
Yeah.
I love the action right there. On the steal. Just throwing the weight around.
As Justin Young replaces Hamdin. Good quarter for the reigning VBA MVP. Making his debut for the Saigon Heat as now Justin Young returns. Freddie Lish goes to Morgan. Now Tyler Lamb. Knows the only import. Singletary not yet on the floor. Lish trying to go for the step back. Lamb all the way from the parking lot, and that's an air ball.
Not even the parking lot, the landing strip. Airmails that shot for Tyler Lamb.
And he hears it from the Saigon crowd. Quatran. Goes to Thompson. Quatran against Reddy Lish. Ooh, foul away from the ball.
I think the foul was on.
Looks like it's on Tyler Lamb. Anante, who has been solid in this ball game, returns. His role on the defensive end, designated defender of Gary Forbes. Forbes working on Anante. Forbes using his experience there.
Getting clipped on the elbow. Trying to create space. Bully ball. Now Gary Forbes goes to the line for 2 free throws.
And you gotta like the way he worked his way to that foul. A couple of bumps. And knowing that Anante would come out very aggressive as Forbes hits. Now in double figures with 10 points. To go with 6 rebounds as well. Just a 2-point deficit now. Saigon started the third down by 11. Only down by 2 right now. Knowles. Sang Tong inside. Just threw it up, asking for a foul, none given. Saigon with a chance to tie. And Knowles will be whistled for the personal as Forbes gets tripped there.
So that's 2 free throws, I suppose, right here on that crossover, going to the attack. And then a foul, so 2 free throws coming up.
Really good quarter here for Saigon Heat. You gotta wonder where Mike Singletary is. He's on the bench. But
didn't start at the quarter.
Yeah, he hasn't been fielded in here in the second half. As Gary Forbes has a chance to tie this ball game from the free throw line. Makes the first. A member of the Panamanian national team.
Played a few years in the NBA. Solid player out of the University of Virginia.
And really set the tone here for the Saigon Heat in terms of professionalism and work ethic. And you talk to Coach Kevin Yerkes, he's been heaping praise on that import as Anante misses on the 3. Saigon with a chance to take the lead here. Forbes against Knowles. Forbes. Turnaround shot. Thompson misses. Second try. Rims out.
Nice, but no go.
Yeah. Knowles goes to Morgan. Morgan again. And the timing of Moses Morgan's basket.
True.
Has been remarkable here for Mono Vampire.
And every time that the Saigon Heat is knocking on the door, fast breaks are answered.
Anante over Justin Young.
Anante entering double digits with 10 points. And you see the probabilities of the offense of the Mono Vampire. Whenever they run, they make a basket. They have a speed advantage against the Saigon Heat.
Absolutely. Thompson. That's the ball from Quatran. And he is fouled. 2 free throws coming up. That's number 3 on Preston Knowles. So Anante and Morgan both with 10 points.
No Mike Singletary.
No, Morgan with 12, rather. Mike Singletary has 6 points.
No minutes in the third quarter.
Sam Thompson limping. But manages to make the free throw. It looks like Chris Durker is coming in. 14 points, 4 rebounds. For Sam Thompson, misses the second. Has to stay on the floor. Arsenal. With the Freddie Lish. On the drive. That is a foul on Quatran. That's 2 free throws. Sam Thompson has to leave the game, and Chris Durker returns. And they would need him in the final period. Getting treatment now, Sam Thompson. First free throw doesn't drop for Freddie Lish. One for 2 for Lish. That's his 8th point of the ball game. Quatran. 61-57. Lish taking that ball away from Quatran, and he will go all the way. Also reaches double figures, 10 points, and it's a 6-point lead for Mono Vampire.
And back from 10 points. Freddie Lish.
Young to Quatran. Young gets it back. One-hander doesn't work. Chris Charles on the putback, misses. Watkins will be fouled.
Getting smacked around underneath the basket. No turnovers for Saigon Heat.
But this has been a problem, Martin. In the second period, it seemed like they were doing very well in the first 7 minutes, and the problem has been closing out quarter here for the Saigon Heat.
And that's one thing that they need to strengthen on. Of course, this is their first game of the season. You see things that they can adjust, but the learning curve is quite steep for them. They have 9 games in January. So we shall see how they would adjust this going into the 4th quarter.
And you see a team that's in good form in Mono Vampire, that small mistakes, they are capable of punishing the other team. Watkins misses the first free throw. 0 for 2 on that trip. 12-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Forbes going for the 2-for-1. Gets his own miss. Forbes again inside. That's a miss. Watkins lost it, but Knowles comes away with the basketball.
And a lot of chip shots have been missed by the Saigon Heat in the 3rd quarter. That's the 4th time, 5th time that they were at the rim, not being able to convert.
3 seconds to go. Lamb for 3. Oh, Ananti at the horn. And Chicha Ananti has played big here for Mono Vampire. Just in time, being assertive there. As Mono Vampire heads into the 4th quarter with an 8-point lead against the Saigon Heat. This is the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10, Rise to Greatness. We're coming to you live from the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, for the battle between Mono Vampire of Thailand and the Saigon Heat of Vietnam. Mono Vampire closing out that third period with a 9-1 run to take this 8-point lead as Lish goes for that shot, and Ryan Watkins on the putback. And now an 11-1 run to make it a 10-point lead for Mono Vampire. Now then goes to Charles. Ball tapped away by Watkins.
Not a good angle for a post entry for Chris Charles trying to go for the attack. They need to widen out the space. If they want to hit Chris Charles in stride on the post, they need to give him space because he eats a lot of space.
Actually, that has been a concern, even though they were getting a lot of success early on, getting Watkins to foul Charles. Hasn't had a lot of room to operate. Thompson, triple team, and Morgan erases the shot. Lish. Morgan was open momentarily. Lish against Charles. Goes to Tyler Lamb. Three-pointer, no good, as Charles grabs the rebound. Back comes Gary Forbes. Poor pass there. Save from Charles, ends up with Knowles. Morgan, quick pass to Watkins. And a foul whistled on Gary Forbes. Watkins will go to the line.
A good fill on the lane by Ryan Watkins and being recognized as a big guy who was sprinting. Given an opportunity, take a layup.
As Charles was left behind in the backcourt with him trying to save that ball. So now with the way things are going here for Mono Vampire, when you look at the scoring with Mike Singletary, their leading scorer, has 6 points.
This is mostly the locals.
You would be surprised that they are on top.
Lish,
Morgan.
Those three guys has been the thorns against the Saigon Heat.
Turnover for the Saigon Heat. And an early timeout called by Coach Kevin Yurkus. Very critical juncture for the Saigon Heat. Down 12 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Back inside the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City, where Mono Vampire, the visiting team, with a 12-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Ooh, step on the half-court line there.
Almost a backcourt violation, but no call by our officials.
Tam Vin. That's the ball to Nguyen Quang Vin. Watkins will be whistled for the personal.
Jogging for position.
Nguyen Anna has been inserted into the ball game by Coach Kevin Yurkus, first time in the ball game. Third personal on Ryan Watkins. Comes in against Moses Morgan. Quang Vinh. Thompson is back in the ball game. Shot clock winding down.
Oh, well shot.
Three-pointer was short. That's the Knowles. Knowles, another one-hander. This time it won't work. But Mono Vampire shooting just 6 of 28 from beyond the arc. But again, fast break points.
26 fast break points up to this moment. That's what they have notched in this game. So that's an advantage for them. And a quick double by
Freddie
Leash, forcing a turnover.
The Mono Vampire just sharper.
A little more bounce to their step.
Lish goes to Morgan. Morgan will attack. Charles right there again. And Watkins just not giving up. And he gets the deuce once again. 14 points and 9 rebounds for Ryan Watkins. Charles steps into this jumper. Akram's the shot. Preston Knowles collects the board. That's Knowles for 3, no good. Watkins keeping it alive for Lamb. And that is off Tyler Lamb. And still no sign of Mike Singletary. And Sam Thompson limping back to the bench.
Yeah, as well as Chris Charles getting subbed in. Subbed out, rather. And Ryan Watkins getting subbed out for the Mono Vampire.
Seng Tong had a brief spell in that third period defending Charles. He's back in the game together with Ananti. On misses the 3. Morgan gets the rebound. Lish back to Morgan, and another fast break basket for Moses Morgan.
It's not even the fastest fast break. It's a secondary attack, which they got off a stop, and Moses Morgan really finishing on the break well this game.
Has been outstanding on both ends of the floor.
And he forces turnovers, very quick on quick hands, runs the floor well, and he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. He just minds his business and does his job.
Chris Durker is back in the game. Really tough night for Durker and the rest of the Heat. Seng Tong against Justin Young. Morgan out. Lish. Trying to put a move on.
Oh, good pass.
Oh, nice pass. Splitting the D there. Seng Tong lost it. But the ball will stay with Mono Vampire. Lamb. Jumper. Tyler Lamb swishes that one through.
Just a smooth stroke. Tyler Lamb, best scorer, has that demeanor, quick, calm, and collected.
18-point lead now for Mono Vampire. Durker. Quang Vinh from the corner, no. And Morgan collects the rebound. Lish against Quang Vinh. Morgan, three-pointer, knocks it down. And Moses Morgan silences the CIS arena.
Finally, after a few attempts, Morgan knocks down that 3. The lead is now at 21 points.
And you know what? This was a 56-all ball game.
So that's a 21-1 run.
No, 22-1 run.
1 run, rather.
Wow.
And it's the defense that fabricated this lead. A lot of stops, forcing turnovers, then running back on offense, taking advantage of numbers and making shots.
So Durker breaks the silence here. Short on the second free throw. That was the first point of Saigon since the 1:30 mark of the third.
That's more than 6 minutes, 6:45 to be exact.
After that Sam Thompson free throw. That was the next one. 20-point lead for Mono Vampire. See if Mono Vampire can close this thing out. Ooh, late whistle
there, but 2 free throws coming up for Alab.
That's Gary Forbes. He was whistled for the foul, his second. Alab at the line. Makes the first.
Such a smooth stroke.
Yeah.
The way that he shoots, the way that he is balanced.
1 for 2. 21-point lead for Mono Vampire. Justin Young on the drive.
He gets fouled.
2 free throws on the way. It's been a while since the last field goal of Saigon Heat, actually. They've been outscored 13-1 here in the fourth period. And got 13-2. And 2 for 2 for Justin Young. And Vale back in the game. Placing Gary Forbes.
So trying to go all local here in the final 5 minutes of this ball game with a 19-point deficit against the Saigon Heat.
Ananti download to Seng Tong.
Good pass.
See the confidence from the locals here at Mono Vampire.
And that's what you want. For a very long season, you want to empower your locals and they can step up anytime and provide that scoring punch and give you an opportunity to win despite, because you know, with a long season, you would get foul trouble, you can get injuries. It is good to see that players will be enough to step up and ready to step up.
And at the same time, this Mono Vampire team will be playing 6 games on the road for the month of January. That's a tough schedule.
Tough schedule. So this is the first one. Of course, a brand new year, 2020.
Point lead. Young with a runner. Still no good. And basket has been elusive. Field goal has been elusive for the Saigon Heat for a while now. This is Durker. Again, we're still here for Mono Vampire. The last field goal was at the 3:49 mark of the third, a 3-pointer from Gary Forbes. And that's almost 10 minutes.
Almost a quarter.
They got a field goal.
That's tough. That's very tough. Especially if you're trying to make a run on opening day.
80-62. Nice pass by Lish out of that double team. Lamb attacks, lost it. Recovered by Lish, and he knocks down the 3.
And if you got players making 3-pointers off broken plays, 90% of the time you might be walking away with a win.
On the road, Mono Vampire looking lethal and sharp as Durker on the chase down again, but that time it will count for Chichayananti.
So he had one, and then this is a goaltend for Chris Durker.
And a timeout on the floor, Mono Vampire with a 23-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Mono Vampire with a 23-point lead against Saigon Heat. 5 players in double figures for Coach Andre Urlep's team. And Coach Kevin Yerkes sends in Kim Ban Vo, who scores on that drive, 85-64. Western Knowles against Quatran. Saigon looking to finish this ball game stronger. Knowles gives it up to Ananti from the corner, 3-pointer. It was an air ball. Quatran. Tran. Hoin Po. Lost it. Well recovers. Another shot by Kim. That's a miss. And Sang Tong gets the rebound. Moses Morgan has 17 points tonight to go with 7 rebounds.
More importantly, impactful points. Every time that the Saigon Heat would be making a run, Moses Morgan will either get fouled or make a basket on the fast break.
7 points better than his average for the season as well. Morgan gets his 8th rebound. Morgan will lose the basketball, but Mono Vampire will keep possession. Coach Andrej Urlep also sending in Quang La. And Moses Morgan's night is done. Really solid performance for Moses Morgan. Homecoming for him here at the CIS Arena.
Spent a lot of years here.
And they will run out of time.
Speaking of spending a lot of years, a lot of seconds on that baseline inbound play. Shot clock violation, the first one in this ball game for the Mono Vampire.
Very uncharacteristic for Mono Vampire. Otran made a ball fake. It was free, but again, misses the shot. It's been a struggle for the Saigon Heat. Lam on the crossover. Down low to Quang La. Travel.
Had the shot after catching the basketball, but wanted to go deeper on the shaded area. Called for a travel right there.
$85-64 for Mono Vampire. So Tunsiri is actually in the game for the Thai team. Preston Knowles. He's been solid tonight, Preston Knowles. Tunsiri. Ananti from the corner. That's a miss. Sang Tong using the left hand. Saigon Heat runs away with the basketball. Kim. Oh, difficult shot right there. All over with the final score here. Quang La, aggressive move, and you gotta like that. And for Coach Andrej Urlep.
Given an opportunity, of course, if you're not playing that much, any second will be a big help for your development and your confidence.
Well, Sang Tong has made a difference here. Knowles will shoot the 3 and will make the 3. An exclamation point to what has been an emphatic performance from Mono Vampire.
Took them to the woodshed.
Wow, what a finish for Mono Vampire.
26-point win for the Mono Vampire. Solid performance, especially locking down on defense for more than 9 minutes, keeping the Saigon Heat with only 1 field goal.
For 11.5 minutes in this ball game, the last 11.5 minutes, Mono Vampire outscored the Saigon Heat 34-8 to rack up their 5th win of the season, 90-64 here at the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City. The a big win on the road for Mono Vampire. 5 players in double figures for Coach Andrej Urlep as they improve to 5-1. Saigon Heat will be back here at the CIS Arena on Sunday for their second home game for the weekend. They'll go up against the KL Dragons.
Very good game.
Should be a good one as well. Sports Malaysia Dragons.
Back to the throwing boards for the Saigon Heat. Trying to make a statement, trying to get their first win on their next game.
So that's a big win for Mono Vampire. A lot of the players stepping up for Coach Andrej Urlep. And first game for the Saigon Heat, and they'll be looking to improve. KL Dragons up next for them with a 2-1 card. It will be the visitors on Sunday, 5 p.m. tip-off at the CIS Arena. And that's it for us here. Mono Vampire with a big win. 90-64 over the Saigon Heat. For my partner Martin Antonio, this has been Sadaf Tupa saying goodnight from Ho Chi Minh City.
Go right there, another block by Miguel.
Wide open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black